It was already evening. As I whiled away the time with some fruitless contemplation, I heard noises outside that brought me back to reality. People were shouting loudly.
どうした
I opened the window and shouted. It was facing the cliff, so I couldn't shout to the settlement directly. They probably didn't hear me since I didn't get a response.
何があった
Yeah, what happened? So I shouted even louder.
最初てめえそこ動くんじゃねえぞ
What is going on now? Huh? Was I about to get punched?
何があったんですか
I could only repeat myself.
今危ないんです
Why? It was.
どういうことなんですか
I didn't get a reply this time. I only heard several voices clamoring. Then I heard someone hurry up the dorm stairs.
誰だ
I got no response again. What was happening here? Someone was definitely close. It just made me more tense.
あ、春明さん。
また知恵見落ちか
What a twist.
何それ。悪いけど今じっとしてて。ひょっとしたらやばいかも。
Really bad. Her voice was cut off by a scream. Though it was more like intense cursing. It was Takumi-san's voice, no doubt about it. Chiemi left without saying another word.
ちょっと開けてよ
I fought the door, but it showed no signs of opening.
何かあったなら僕も手を貸すって
But
ば
it could just make things worse. Shit! Like hell I was gonna stay out of the loop any longer. Turning around, I went to open the window and decided to try jumping out. Though I was on the second floor, it wasn't too high of a drop. It'd make my legs a little numb, but so what? I jumped out without any hesitation. I properly bent my knees so I didn't hurt myself at all. Then, I ran to the settlement where I'd heard the voices from. I quickly understood the cause of Takumi-san's shouting. They were cries of despair. The reason was, somewhere downhill along the way to the graveyard. It was a small grove of low trees with a carpet of leaf mold below it. It would have been hard to see even if there was no mist. You could hear running water nearby. I couldn't see where it came from, but it was probably an irrigation channel for the paddy fields. There was a small crowd gathered. I peeked through a space between them. Someone died again, or murdered. There were bodies. 2 of them. One was of an old man and the other of a child. What? Did Mochi die? Though their appearances were vastly different, each was in a similar state. They lay on the ground with their hands over their stomachs, utterly still and covered in blood. These were the corpses of the old man who cried wolf and Chikamochi Kamoshida. What the heck? How did they die? How the hell did they die? Weren't everyone in the same room?
何があった
臭いし、てめえ寮にいんじゃなかったのかよ。
さっきまでいました。
嘘つけ！てめえがやったんだろ！ああ！
Dumbass!
違いますよ。本当にさっきまで寮の部屋にいたんです。ちえみちゃんと話だってした。
うん。春明さんじゃないよ、匠兄ちゃん。
Jeez, what the hell is happening?
誰がやったっつんだ
How
よ！
did this even happen?
そんなことより、手当ては
無駄だ！触んじゃねえ！
Why?
手当てをすれば間に合うかもしれない。
血はすっかり全部抜けてやがる。腹かっさばかれて腹渡も出てやがる。
Okay, too much information, Takumi.
どんな手当てすりゃ生き返るってんだ。言ってみやがれ！あ！
Stop shouting. There was nothing I could say in response. There were 5 of us on the scene. Chiemi Serizawa, Takumi Muro, me, as well as Yasunaga Oribe, who was vomiting on a nearby bush, and Rikaku Uematsu, who was watching the remains from a distance. Most were proactive, and I could see why they were here, but Rikaku Uematsu felt a bit out of place. But then, I remembered that we were already pretty short-handed.
何があったんだ？
Yeah, what happened? I want to know as well.
ご覧を。
She pointed to the old guy's clothes. There were gatherings of fur all over his garment. A werewolf. If that was a culprit, then this was the work of the corrupt. If that was a culprit, then this was the work of the corruption. Was that what she was saying? No. This was completely different from how the others had died. The fur proved little.
傷を見せてください。
触るなっつってんだろ。
これは明らかにこれまでと違う。
知ったようなことを言うな。これまで何もわ
Well,
からず。
actually, he did found several things out, but he's just not sharing it to you guys.
そうやって見ることをやめてしまえば、わかるものもわからなくなる。
白々しいんだよ、よそ者。
Punch him.
匠兄ちゃん、落ち
Punch
着いて。
him, Haruaki.
うるせえ。こいつが来てから全部おかしくなったんだ。こいつがいなけりゃ。
You're an idiot. It felt like he was about to grab me. I could clearly see the intense emotion whirling in his eyes. I thought I could get him to trust me, but now it was back to square one. Actually feels like you've gone way past square one and into like the negative zones.
もち、どうしてだよ。どうして。
Yasunaga Oribe calmed down a bit and faced the remains of his dear friend. His voice was shaking. It's kind of a big blow that we lost Chikamachi because, again, he's the only other person, or he's one of the people who are willing to share information with, you know, Haruaki. So it's really a big blow. And also the fact that he is a human. He is one of the monkeys. So if the old man isn't one of the wolves, and that would make revealing, you know, who the monkeys are a little bit of a moot point, even though it still saved us one more, or at least it still saved the people of Yasumizu one more day when it comes to trying to determine who the wolves are, because it saves Takumi the question of whether Meiko is a wolf or a human. The expression on the corpse was eerily pale and emotionless. Even a look of agony was absent. It almost looked like he was smiling. Did his face muscles simply go limp?
これは、汚れじゃない。
どうしてわかる？
どいてくれれば証明できる。
How will you prove it? He glared at me with immense hatred before letting me through.
きつい人は見ない方がいい。
How are you able to stomach it though, Haruaki? I walked up to the old guy's corpse. He looked as distant as always, but the lack of blood flowing in his face simply made its appearance even more creepy. I avoided looking at it while I grabbed his back and rolled him onto it. With a wet sound, entrails spilled from the wound in his stomach. Ew. I feel you guys.
みんな無理するな。
Sorry, I pressed too quickly.
あなたは見てください。
The stomach was clearly torn open by a blade.
これは超自然的な天罰や何かじゃない。人間が道具を使って作った傷だ。そして凶器が見つからない以上、誰かが意図的に持ち去ったか、隠したかしか考えられない。
それをやった誰かが休みずにいて、凶器もどこかに隠されてるってのか。
Your problems are just piling up.
詳しく説明してください。
With several people here to tell me, I ended up with a decent grasp of how today's feast went. Kyonosuke Shi had suggested they choose who to kill by vote. The wolf guy and Chiemi ended up with the same amount of votes, resulting in a tiebreaker vote. Most ended up voting for the wolf guy, sentencing him to death. He said he'd wanted to take care of some things, so he and Chikamachi Kamoshida went out, while the rest stayed where they were.
本当に、その二人以外は外に
Yeah,
出なかっ
that's
た。
my question as well.
間違いねえよ。一応は宴はまだ続いてた。ジジイと近持ちが出たのが特別だったんだ。
Well, that's strange. Then who could possibly have killed them?
二人は戻ってくる予定だった。その後宴が再開される予定だった。 どう続くはずだったんです？
それは、よその方にはちょっと。
いいでしょう。しかし二人はずっと戻ってこなかった。どれくらい待ちました？
1時間は経ってなかったろう。
I thought it was only for a few minutes. But an hour? Come on, that's pretty long.
その後、遅いから心配だってことで僕らが探しに出て、ものの10分もしないうちに見つかりました。
So the culprit was one of those not present. Chiami, Takumi-san, Yasunaga-kun, and Rikako Uematsu. The five in the hall, Nosatoshi, Kaori-san, Meiko, Haru-chan, and Tai-san simply couldn't be responsible.
数分で二人を殺害し、返り血などで汚れた服を着替え、再び戻って捜索しているふりをする。
不可能よ、そんなの。
捜索中、互いの姿は？
見ていません。離れて探していましたから。
So it's not entirely impossible.
一旦お堂に戻りましょう。
We then went to the hall. Kiyonosuke kept watch and confirmed that no one besides the victims and the search party had left the building. That limited the potential murderers to the search party and I. I asserted that I was still in the room when it all happened, and they believed me for now. Though Takumi-san continued to suspect that I used some sort of trick to escape and commit the murders. Well, that was fair considering everyone else was with them, but I knew I wasn't the culprit. That left only one possibility.
二人はお堂を出てすぐに死んだ。その後、誰かが凶器を持ち去った。
結局、お前しか考えられねえってわけだ。
だから、私が部屋にいるの聞いたって言ってるじゃん。
そこについては、僕は無実を主張し続けます。である以上、僕は、二人の死因は他にあると言うしかない。
さっきから慎重に、殺人と言ってませんね。
His being, I don't know, kind maybe?
気づいた？そう。今のところ、自殺や病死、毒殺の後、死体損壊や凶器持ち
How
去
the
りの
hell could it be
可能性
suicide
はある。
or death by illness?
そんなことをして我々に何の得がある？それより芹沢時様が共犯だとなれば、話は極めて簡単ではないかね。
わかりませんが、僕にだって得はありませんよ。
どうだか。本当はお前たち、以前から知り合いだったんじゃないのか？
違いますけど。だったとしてどうだって言うんですか？
Yeah, what does it have to do with anything?
気味の悪い昔話を住人が信じているのをいいことに、化け物のふりをして殺人を楽しみに来た。
Or maybe it's you, Kiyonosuke. You didn't hide the fact that you don't like Chikamachi. And then you also voted for the old man.
やめてください。言っていいことと悪いことがあるでしょ。
やめなさい、あんた方。
Tai Yamawaki-san walked out of the hall. I could see Haru Makishima, Meiko, and Kaori Oribe behind her. That made a total of 10 survivors, 9 if you excluded me, who hadn't participated in the feast.
誰が近持とおじいさんを殺しても、それは掟に反して行われたこと。神内様は必ず汚れをお与えになるわよ。
She put her hands together in prayer and faced the peak of Mount Shinai at the opposite side of Saranaga. Strangely enough, that was enough for everyone to fall silent. Rikako Uematsu joined in, and Meiko copied her. This was the settlement's way of solving things. They gave up on discourse and just left it all in the hands of a higher power.
ばあちゃん、今日はどうする？
もう一人分の血は流れとる。おじいさんも死んでしもうたこと
Like,
じゃ。
they don't care as long as somebody died in the morning or during daylight. Like, I don't mind if everyone in this game dies, except for, you know, if our own protagonist isn't really involved in the way that he actually brought, you know, the curse to these people, then I don't mind if everyone here dies because of how they are acting right now.
わかった。安永、手伝え。
僕が。
お前はおとなしくしてろ。
The situation was only getting worse. Soon after that, it was time to shelter, so everyone retreated to their houses. Takumi-san had entered my room and boarded my window completely shut.
てめえが犯人じゃないなら、完全に塞いでも何かが起きるはずだ。
What an asshole. His words were harsh, but there was a hint of composure. He might have actually believed that I wasn't the one who did it, or maybe he found peace in the idea that the mountain would punish the culprit. Or perhaps he just believed it was the work of something supernatural. Whatever the case, he was dwelling less and less on the matter. Was the wolf guy a wolf? I had no idea whether that was plausible. Assuming he wasn't, 2 of the remaining 9 were wolves. With Kiyonosuke being a confirmed human, Takumi-san being the snake, and Meiko being a monkey, there were a whole 6 suspects. Thanks to my advice, Chiami suggested the monkeys reveal themselves, and they turned out to be Chikamochi Kamoshida and Meiko. Though Mochi had just died, that was a heavy blow. Him being a confirmed non-wolf was one reason, but more than that, he was one of the few here who actually talked to me without restraint. Yeah, like I mentioned before. We lost a very good informant. He was somewhat of an oddity compared to the rest of the people here, but I find him to be a fun guy. I'd like to get back at whatever injustice had stolen his life. Clearing my head, I resumed thinking. Since she was acting suspicious today, Takumi-san would investigate Haru-chan. Tomorrow, we'd have only 5 suspects. That'd give them a decent chance. That'd give them decent chances on picking out the 2 wolves. It seemed to me like it wouldn't be that hard to find the murderers who would surely be shaken by what they had done. And then, the outed wolf, not wanting to die alone, would reveal their partner. That was the most optimistic way to look at it. From a pessimistic standpoint, though, the situation was absolutely terrible. 4 people had died today. In a normal feast of the Yomi Purge, it had to be 1 per day, 1 per night. This was double that. If things hadn't gone so well in the forest, even Haru Makishima might have died, not to mention the dreadful state Kaori Oribe was in. I was told their relationship had gotten worse. Kaori-san was in no state to prepare food, so it was likely that no one had eaten anything today. The hunger would only worsen everyone's morale. It was best for them to prioritize getting a proper meal tomorrow. Even so, there was no guarantee we wouldn't get any more irregular deaths. For example, someone at their wits' end could attack a wolf suspect despite the threat of the corruption, or they could, try to kill themselves. If they ended up losing more humans while the number of wolves stayed the same, the humans would be done for either tomorrow or the day after. Escape. I'd been entertaining the idea ever since lunch. The path was ruined and I'd have to travel to an undeveloped grove, but I hadn't run into anything supernatural there when searching for Haru-chan. Maybe I could get out as long as I watched where I was going, or maybe you can get out without thinking that, without really placing the thought of leaving in your mind. I also had Saranaga as another option. Everyone here hated it, but that just made it less likely for me to be caught. Going down a misty rocky cliff was dangerous, but at least it was a one-way road. I just had to be careful I didn't get taken by the currents, and it was definitely better than just staying here and dying. However, perhaps even suggesting that was dangerous. According to Rikaku Uematsu, the effects of the corruption were limited to the one who broke the laws, so you can escape them by killing yourself. However, if someone said that they wanted to escape the village, the punishment would likely go to both the one attempting it as well as the one who allowed it. The escape would surely become a hell of an experience then. However, there was an optimistic view of this situation. What would that be? Something was actually... That's not an optimistic view! Something abnormal was here in Yasumizu, killing and menacing its people using abnormal methods. That is not, again, an optimistic view. What the heck? Is there something wrong with your head? At the very least, Yoshitsugu Oribe, who went to face it, suffered a horrible death. The superstitions weren't baseless, and it was best to look at the situation from that angle. My plan of escape contradicted that. But then, how could I prepare for whatever was to come? The best I could think of was trying to familiarize myself with Fujiyoshi's superstitions. Perhaps I could find some sort of weak point or hint that could lead me to their identity?
夕霧立てば宴の支度
Or maybe, what does that mean, 5? Will there be 5 survivors or will there be 5 people killed? The action rhyme they did was obviously referring to the Feast of the Yomi Purge. I couldn't remember all the lyrics, but I felt like there was quite a lot of info in there. I also felt the same and I also can't remember them at the moment. Perhaps there were more hints for the feast in Yasumizu's culture and general area. I felt I had to talk to Rikaku Ematsu. She was an adult who seemed more involved in Fujiyoshi's prayers and stuff than most. I needed to arm myself with more info by tomorrow morning. That, along with the proper progression of the feast, were my only ways to survive. About today's feast. They must have decided to hang the wolf guy because they just didn't care about him all that much. Simple as that. Sure, it was important to get rid of the participants who weren't cooperative. However, the fact that we'd lost 6 people, but they still hadn't gone beyond he or she is kinda shady, was pretty bad. Yesterday, they wouldn't have hung anyone for such a petty reason. Well, the problem was that they hadn't hung anyone at all so far. But then again, it wouldn't be a good thing to give the impression it was okay to kill people just for seeming shady. This place was regressing back to a feudal, superstitious mental state. If there was something that could stop them from sinking there, it would be an outsider like me. I sealed my resolve and waited for the night to pass. Oh my god! Oh my god! That sound effect! Oh, my heart. I was so startled by the voice on the other side of the door that I momentarily screamed. What time was it? 7? It was too early for an attack and too late to walk around.
どうしたんだ君は？もう寝てないと天罰が下るんじゃないのか？
いやー、多分あと1時間くらいは大丈夫だよ。昨日も8時くらいまでは起きてて何もなかったし。正直毎日寝すぎでしてね。寝は足りてる一方で、お腹が
I
空い
can imagine you guys didn't have anything to eat for the whole day.
備蓄は？
香織さんがあんな状況だと、みんなで分け合うべきかなって思
Well,
って
aren't you kind, Chami?
みんな今日はお腹空かせてるしね。付き合おうかって思って。
How upstanding.
春明さんは食べていいと思うよ。
昼のやつ？いや、やめとく。ところで何の用？
だから気を紛らわせるために。
本当にそれだけ？
春明さん、私のこと疑ってる？
いや、
I do. A little bit.
なんで？
猿のことを言ったから、自分でちゃんと理解した上で。読み意味の宴は非常によくできたコミュニケーションゲームだ。
But what if she did that, but then she ended up still killing, you know, if we consider the 2 people who died, Chikamachi and the old man who cried wolf, humans, and you know, she ended up killing those 2, then it doesn't matter if you revealed who the monkeys are.
よくできたって？
コミュニケーション以外の方法でゲームに勝つことをほとんど封じてるって意味だけど、近持くんも言ってたよ。これに勝つには人も狼もコツというか独自のセオリーを要する。 猿もその一つだ。何の役に立つか分かりづらいけど、実はいきなり容疑者を2名も減らせるわけだ。これは1日目から可能だから、猿は安全なリーダーになれる。モッチーとメイコには厳しそうだけ
Oh,
ど。
even more so for Mochi since he's dead.
そうだね。自由人とお子様じゃな。
一方で、狼はどちらかといえば、受け身なセオリーになるんだと思う。怪しいだけでくくられる状況下では、あくまで怪しまれないことが重要になるわけだが、これは結構難しい。
そうだね。黙ってても雄弁でも怪しく見えるときは見えるし。
そうだね。ただ、ごく初期の段階でも、信用と不信を分ける二つ
And
の
what
要素
would
がある。
those two factors be?
それが、猿のことに関係するの？
ああ、要は、間違った誘導をすることと、有用な提言をしないことだ。間違った誘導については、例えば、間違った計算でみんなを煙に巻いた清之助氏あたりは、結構怪しい。
でも、彼は人確定でしょ？
その通り。まあ、匠さんが蛇ってのが嘘じゃないって家庭の上の話だ
Why
けど。
wouldn't the real snake speak up though?
嘘だって可能性あるの？
ゼロじゃないさ。だって加護を受けたかどうかなんて、口ではいくらでも言える。というか、例えば僕が狼なら、何人か殺した後で、適当な加護者を名乗って、安全な座席を確保するね。
Why would the real snake not speak up though if that trail of thought is a valid one?
なるほど。でも、匠兄ちゃんは初日にいきなり名乗ったよ。
そうなんだよな。自殺行為に近いけど、結果雲に守られることを考えれば、痛みを伴う有効打だったのかな。
Geez, make up your mind, Haruaki.
ともかく、確かにそうなると、匠さんと清之助氏は信頼していいと思う。さらに、僕の中では、猿の使い方についてちゃんと発信した。君もね。
春明さんのその意図を見抜いて黙ってるのを諦めたのかもよ。
おお、それは困るな。
ということは、猿のことを教えてくれた時点では、ちえみのことを疑
I'm
ってた
still suspecting you, Chiemi, of something. I don't know what exactly, but you are among the suspicious people in this group of suspicious people.
あ、気づいた。
なんつう男。好感度だ。
信じたかったからカマかけたんだよ。
回復。
What the heck? That was quick. Woohoo!
ということは、一番怪しいのは誰？
はるちゃん。
Yeah, Haru-chan is acting pretty suspicious.
やっぱりか。
さすがにちょっと説明になってないし、2日目で態度が変わった理由も、実の祖父を殺したからで説明できる。あるいは、他の狼の肝臓師を殺す決定に同意できず、誰も信用できなくなったとかね。
ああ、確かにありそう。
You could make up 1,000 reasons like this, though. We couldn't go by just that. They said Haru hadn't gathered many votes, but they treated her like some kind of pariah, making it clear that everyone suspected her. It was only natural to use the snake to check on her.
まあ、彼女はそんなにゲームとか得意じゃなさそうだから、有用な提言をしないの原則で判断するのはかわいそうだけど。
Actually, she's being judged because of how suspicious she's been acting. At least I'm judging her based from that.
それで言うなら、安永くんの方がもっと怪しい。
でもヤスくんいっぱいいろいろ言ったよ。日数計算が間違ってることとか。それに、今春明さんが言ったようなことも言ってた。何もしないのが間接的に狼を利している、だっけ。
What if that was only lip service?
それに、初日、雲が隠れてた方がいいってことも。
そうなんだよね。
Though most of those things were minor, he was definitely contributing to the game. The first day was especially important. For the wolves, it was best to create a flow where they could just sit quiet and wait for those with guardians to out themselves. What bothered me was the fact that he wasn't the one who brought up leader selection and the monkey thing. He was shady because he hadn't made those useful propositions. I thought he'd figured those things out a while ago, or maybe I, as an outsider, just had a better grasp of the situation.
となると彼はやっぱり白かな。あとはわからないね。植松里香子さんや多江さんは何考えてるかわからないし。
そうだね。
But if you looked at the circumstances outside the feast, Rikako Uematsu was pretty shady. It always felt like she was hinting at something. It wouldn't have surprised me if she knew more than she let on. Oh, I feel like she does. If she was a village head, she could know things only those from Kami Fujiyoshi knew. There were more than enough reason to suspect her. If only we could follow that lead and solve this whole thing, it'd make things way easier. Yeah, that's the entire point of why you're stuck there. You have to solve that.
春明さんさ、現状を楽しんでない？
ないよ。
でも、こういうミステリーみたいなのって好きそう。
それは否定しないけど、さすがに自分や大事な人の命がかかっている時に楽しむ気分にはなれないな。それこそ探偵を気取ってみても素人には何も分かりはしない。無力感だけさ。
あんまりそうは見えないな。
I don't buy it either.
なぜこんなに疑われているのだろう。
他のみんなボロボロだよ。普通の人はああやって平常心を失っていくもんだと思う。
それは君についても言えるんじゃない？
私も普通じゃないですし。
What is that supposed to mean?
そういえば人を殺しかけたとか聞いたけど。
誰かな、バラしたのは。
それは秘密。まあそんなに悪意のある感じには聞こえなかったけど。
まあなんと言いますか。
By saying it out, like loudly, vocalizing it.
中学の時かな。安水の子らをいじめてた分校の上級生らをバットでボッコボッコ。
Wow.
うわ。
Yeah. Wow.
その中に長者の筋のやつもいたから大騒ぎになっちゃってね。まあそれで年が上の人たちは私に厳しいんだ。
For trying to defend children from Yasumizu who were being bullied?
なるほど。正義の武闘派ってわけだ。
So she was sent to Yasumizu for making enemies out of the village heads?
いやーまあ単に血の気が多くて問題を起こしたかっただけですよ。
Well, you accomplished that. You made a scene, all right.
反抗期？
そんな感じ。はるちゃんやよしくんと同じよ。こんな田舎だとやすくんみたいにまっすぐ育つ方が珍しいんじゃない？
そうかな。ひねた都会よりも健全で素直な子に育ちそうだけど。
言い直す。こんなに貧しいとだわ。
Well, there was no doubt that Yasumizu was destitute. There were no cars, cell phones, and it didn't even feel like it had an economy. They probably lived mostly off the land, making money from whatever they could spare from their farms and hunts. Since they had no decent way to sell stuff to anyone outside, most of their business had to be done through Kami Fujiyoshi. It was entirely likely that they were ripping them off. No way this place could be wealthy in these circumstances. I didn't believe that money could buy everything, but poverty took its toll on the people suffering it. Some could live in poverty while retaining their purity, but that was borderline saintly. It was a lifestyle too difficult for the common masses. Also, since the people of Yasumizu were ostracized from Kami Fujiyoshi, they were targets of unjust pressure from day one. I could understand why the children here strayed from the path. Though, when you looked at it like that, the way they strayed was so mild, it was almost cute.
今度こそ引いた？
いや、別に。
嘘だ。いざとなったらドンキ持ち出すような女。内心ドン引きでしょ？
If you're trying to make a joke, that one's pretty bad, Chiemi. I'm just going to ignore that poor attempt at a pun. Sorry.
前の彼女もそんなだったし。
おう。へえ、そうなんだ。
なぜか動揺されてしまった。
彼女さんと別れたって、実は
You thought he was lying?
嘘だと思われてたのか。
正直、ナンパの口実かと。
否定。それはもう、身の危険を感じるレベルの大喧嘩を経て、破局しましたよ。
How so?
それはご愁傷様。
君の方は？男性遍歴。僕は言ったんだから、君も言うべきじゃない。
Not really. She could keep her secrets if she wanted to. Give her a choice, man!
実際に付き合ったのは何人なんですか
2人かな。
ちえねえはモテモテで53人切りの超絶ビッチだって話はどこへ行った？
そこまで言ってない。多少持ったのは認めるが、実際大学で各種お誘いはいっぱいもらってますけども。
なのに二人ぽっちなんだ。付き合った人。
まあ、あんまり会う人っていなくてさ。
僕は
Are you gonna answer or not?
これ以上やめとこうよ。期待したら死ぬのが怖くなる。
Wait, too scared of dying. Aren't you scared already?
死ぬのが怖いのは当然じゃない？
別に。
What?
どうして？
死ぬより神様の方が怖い。
君の言う神様は一般にイメージするそれと違うよね。
どこが？
Okay, another thought. What if Chiemi is actually the Yomibito and not one of the wolves?
それは何やら恐ろしいもので、実際に会えるものなんだろ
う？みんな神様には会ってるよ。見えていないのかもしれないけど。
Maybe if she is the Yomibito, that would explain why she keeps saying that she has met God?
それに、神様は怖いよ。みんな怖さを知らないだけ。
僕も見えてない、知らないだけ？
あなただけはわからない。だから、私はあなたを。
That's probably why...
失うのは怖いから。
Really?
そんな言葉、永遠の愛を誓った相手にでも言えばいい。
Are you trying to lighten the mood, Haraki?
怒った？
ちょっとね。
そっか。
この段になっても思わせぶりなだけで、何の手の内も開示しないのは火遊びが過ぎるんじゃないの？
私もどうすればいいのかわからないし、迷ってるんだよ。
全部話してみればいい。
Are you sure you guys have time for that? Isn't it getting late or something?
もう帰るね。
Figures.
チエミ！
おやすみ。
What the hell? Why didn't she talk? Did she still not trust me? Was she messing with me? Was she just kind of crazy? Or was it something else? Crap, I wanted to chase her down and get a real answer out of her, but I was locked in. This was so frustrating. Though, this wasn't the time to worry about that. Who would the wolves go for tonight? The wolf guy was dead, meaning there was one less person who'd vote Chiemi out tomorrow. It wasn't likely she'd get top vote. It was best to think that the wolves would go for someone who was useful to the humans and couldn't be killed with the votes. That meant that she and Yasunaga-kun were the ones at the highest risk. On the other hand, their survival would make things difficult in other ways. In other ways, I'd probably be forced to consider the possibility that they themselves were wolves. Could I really trust Chiemi? I felt I could, but not completely. Whatever the case, a situation where the most talkative ones were seen as suspicious would make it harder for her to survive. Should I have talked to her about running away? No, that was probably pointless. I didn't know much about her whole God thing, but it was clear that escape wasn't even an option for her. Something scary that everyone had met, yet not fully perceived, yet not fully perceivable. Was she speaking figuratively? Or could she literally see something?
くそ、知るか。
I became irritated. My hunger was starting to get to me. Figuring it was better than just wasting my mental energy, I focused on taking a bath and going to bed. I had no idea just how naive my predictions would prove to be. What's up, Dreamer Tribe? What's up, world? I am Bianca, and thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed the content of this video, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button to let me know. And also, if you haven't subscribed yet and you want to be a part of the Dreamer Tribe, just hit on that subscribe button. We also have tons of different content here on my channel, so be sure to check those out. Until the next video, dream on, fly on.